Let's get back to that breaking news out of Los Angeles, where protests are continuing this morning. The demonstrations are in response to President Donald Trump's increasing demands for ICE immigration enforcement.
A number of demonstrations turned violent Sunday with cars set on fire and clashes with police. At least 27 arrests were made downtown on Sunday alone. And this morning, LAPD has declared the entire downtown area an unlawful assembly. We've also learned within the last hour, 60 people have been arrested in San Francisco after protests outside the Immigration Services building there turned violent.
It all comes as LA's sheriff says some protesters have gone too far.
When that crosses the line to where you are attacking other people, utilizing violence or any destruction of property, that's where we as a department have to step in, warn people, and people may get arrested. The deputies are going to be defending themselves.
President Trump bypassed California's governor to send at least 2,000 National Guard members into the city. The last time the National Guard was activated without a governor's permission was in 1965 to protect a civil rights march in Alabama. Meanwhile, frustration over these ICE raids are spanning coast to coast. Today, labor leaders and at least one member of Congress will gather outside the Department of Justice to demand an end to these raids. Now, last night, demonstrators gathered outside the White House calling on elected officials and community members to take action. Nicole Lopez, an activist originally from LA, says that she's organizing demonstrations here in the district to speak up against deportation without proper due process.
My message is that we need to get ICE out of LA. They are not welcome there. The National Guard is not welcome there. And our community needs to be protected. The most vulnerable in our community right now are those who are undocumented, and they need to be protected from people who are essentially kidnapping them off the streets. And to speak out and let your voice be heard, call your elected official, run for office, do something. You can make such a huge difference, and we can't just stand idly by while our communities are being terrorized.
All right, she says she is working with local organizations to coordinate a much larger demonstration. Today's protest outside the DOJ starts at 12:30.
New overnight, Maryland's State's Attorney General Anthony Brown, is condemning President Trump's decision to send the National Guard into LA. In a statement, he says, quote, President Trump's decision to activate the National Guard under Title 10 and deploy them to Los Angeles over the objections of California's governor is a deeply alarming abuse of executive power. This is not a good faith effort to preserve law and order. It's a calculated move to intimidate Americans who dare to speak out.